Welcome back to another episode of the Quick 30 Podcast family. And we have to talk about everything that's going on in the NFL. But first of all, how you doing today, Mo?
You know I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoying life as it should be. Just blessed that I woke up today, man. How are you?
I'm blessed that I woke up today too, brother. But I'm feeling good because my Kings just came off a fresh win. I'm loving what Zach LaVine is doing for us. I'm loving what DeMar DeRozan's bringing to the table for us. NFL-wise, I'm happy because hope is finally coming, and it will prevail. But, yeah, other than that, I'm good, though, bro. And baseball season is about to come. Spring training's right now, so I'm excited. You know we're going to some games this year.
Exactly, bro. Come on now. You know we gotta see some amazing games this year. Have amazing content.
And Mo, I still just can't. This isn't a baseball talk, but I still can't forgive you for when we went to that game last year, bro. And Cowser hit that home run. Oh my!
Come on! I told you. Don't get too happy because we gonna come back and get it right back.
Look, we look like we were about to win the game because I seen Matt Olson get that home run for us, and you was talking so crazy before that. He was like, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna score." Guess what?
Hey,
Matt Olson.
Hey,
Matt
listen,
Olson
he got that
brought
little
us back
lucky
in the
home
game.
run. He got that little lucky home run, but we got out there with a W. You saw the fireworks and everything. Come on now.
We're gonna see. But as far as the NFL, we have so much news coming at y'all that we're going to talk about. Aaron Rodgers, first and foremost, is about to leave the Jets. His contract is going to be up in June of this year, and he will be a free agent, and he's eligible to go to a different team. Right now, he's projected to come to my New York Giants, which I'm not feeling. And Matthew Stafford is projected to come to us. But what do you feel? How do you feel about this whole situation, Mo? Do you believe that the Jets should keep him or they should let him go in June?
I believe that the Jets should let him go. I think it's just best for both parties. I think that Aaron Rodgers, he came there, he kind of destroyed the thing. You know, you got rid of the GM that drafted Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, all these people. You got rid of them because Aaron Rodgers didn't like him. And I just don't think that the Jets should keep someone like Aaron Rodgers around who's so bossy and not even putting up production on the field anymore. Mm-hmm. And they should just let him go. Aaron Rodgers needs a fresh start. It's clear he needs a fresh start. He tried to force things in New York, and sometimes you just can't force it. You just got to let it come to you, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, for the first time, I agree with you on this. Mostly simply because he had the worst season in his career, one of the worst seasons in his career. And just not only that, you throw for 28 touchdowns and 11 picks, only throwing for 3,600 yards. That's not the Aaron Rodgers I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing him go out there, throw for 4,000, maybe 35 touchdowns, maybe 5 picks, 6 picks. Yep. But my main question is, Mo, why did Aaron Rodgers perform at a egregious level, and he had the weapons right there for him? He had the running back, he had Breece Hall, he had the necessary receivers. Even before Devontae Adams got there, you had Garrett Wilson. I thought that combination was going to be good for him and Aaron Rodgers. And I thought that, did they have Lazard too, or Randall Cobb?
Yeah, they had both.
Yeah, they had both. So with all those weapons, I'm thinking this could potentially be a Super Bowl team because you have a captain with Aaron Rodgers that could control the whole entire pace of the game. We know how great he is. So I'm thinking that, so why did they not perform at the level they were expected to this season?
I think they didn't perform because I think they all tried to force it. They felt an immense amount of pressure, and they just didn't get it done. The team play wasn't the overall best. The defense tried their hardest, as hard as they could, but, you know, you could only hold a team for so long. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I just think we also got to put into perspective that Aaron Rodgers was coming off of a major injury at a late stage in his career. So there was those growing pains that we seen where they were barely putting up points and stuff like that. They were just really inconsistent this year. So, and when you play inconsistent, your record's not going to be the greatest.
Mo, I just want to point something out, bro. If he comes to the New York Giants, I'm done watching football. I'm done. I don't want to watch nothing that has to regard with the NFL. Because why was I reading an article and it said that we have, as I mentioned earlier in the first parts of this episode, I said that Aaron Rodgers is potentially coming to the New York Giants, the other side of New York, MetLife.
Yep.
Why? Like, I just can't fathom that. It doesn't resonate in my head, and I just cannot compartmentalize that situation of why would we get Aaron Rodgers. Please don't, New York. Please don't. That's the biggest mistake.
I think that it's a limited QB market in free agency. I mean, you have Sam Darnold. There was Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford and the Rams agreed to a contract like 2 days ago.
Oh.
So you really don't have much hope, in free agency outside of the draft. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well just get a veteran quarterback in there that knows what he's doing. Hopefully for y'all, you know what I'm saying, he has a bounce back year, but if he goes to them Giants, I'm hardcore hating on that.
No, I disagree with you, Mo, entirely. Just because simply that we don't need an old quarterback, bro. You know who we need? We need Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. One of those two. We're promised to get one of those two quarterbacks. So why in the world would we set up a Michael Penix situation down in Atlanta where we see how Kirk Cousins played and they eventually had to put Michael Penix in? Why would we get Aaron Rodgers and we're promised a bright, young, tenacious quarterback that could win us football games? I just don't understand it. Getting Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is a better option than picking up Aaron Rodgers.
I just think that, you need a veteran presence in there.
No.
Right now, you guys don't have any quarterbacks.
No.
You don't have any quarterbacks on the roster. So you can't just have rookies just get thrown in there and do all that stuff. I think it's good to have veteran presence. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is the guy you go with. Maybe you go get Marcus Mariota to be a QB2 for him. All this other stuff. But I don't know. I just think y'all need help at the quarterback position. I don't think that Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders are going to come in there and immediately change.
I think they'll change the culture.
Course. I don't think they'll change the course. I just think that they have to be put in the right situation with the right amount of people around them.
Look, we have the people around us. Look, we have.
You don't got nobody.
Yes, we do. We have at wide receiver Malik Neighbors. We have Isaiah Hodgins.
Isaiah Hodgins is not good.
Stop it. We have Wan'Dale Robinson.
Good. All you have is Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale's too short to be out there. If he gets clamped up, then what? It's just Malik Neighbors. And we saw what happened last year. Malik Neighbors would get off, but nobody else would do anything. That's what I see.
Because we didn't have a quarterback.
I ain't gonna lie.
We didn't have a quarterback to throw the ball. Wan'Dale Robinson was our second most targeted receiver, and he played pretty good last year. You can't say that.
Listen, I said Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors are your only two good receivers. You don't got nobody else that scares anybody.
Look, our offense wasn't the problem last year. It was really, it was a little bit. Our defense was playing pretty good too. Our defense stepped up. We were top 5 in sacks last year. We had Brian Burns, who had a terrific year. We had Sexy Dexy, who had a terrific year. We have at safety, we had Drew Phillips, and at corner, just get rid of Deontay Banks. So we have everything on our team. We just need a quarterback. That's just simply it.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but I don't know if y'all, even with a quarterback, y'all aren't gonna scare anybody with the receiving core that you have. So, you good defense or not, you gotta put up some points eventually, consistently.
We'll see. No, we talked about Aaron Rodgers. Now we got to talk about his butt buddy, Devontae
Hey, yo.
Adams.
I'm sorry.
That's his butt buddy. I'm so serious. Wherever he go, they tag along. They play leapfrog with each other. Hide and go
That's
seek.
just of friends.
They're a little close. But anyway. Anyway, though. Devontae Adams just got released today by the New York Jets. And this is very detrimental to his career because now he's a free agent. I believe that with this move that Aaron Rodgers is going to lead the Jets. He's not going to stay there. And worst case scenario, say he comes to the New York Giants. If he comes to the New York Giants, Devontae Adams is going to tag along. The Giants are going to sign both of them. May not sign both of them for that much money because they're older and they're not worth it. And if they do that, I'm not really liking that move. I don't want Devontae Adams. I believe that he's a drama queen, and I believe that he's going to try to get all the attention. He's going to try to get all the targets, and I just simply believe that will not be cohesive with him and Malik Neighbors. What do you believe about that? Or where could Devontae Adams go?
I mean, Devontae Adams, if he does become a Giant, then you guys would be taken seriously.
Are you serious?
Even though Devontae's a drama queen and all this, he still does have some sort of value and commands the respect from the defense to get double teamed, which leaves Malik Neighbors being guarded by cornerback number 2 with one-on-one coverage basically every time he's running routes. So, and if they somehow double Malik and Devontae, you got Wan'Dale Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Devontae Adams becomes a Giant, I think that makes your offense a lot better, and you guys would be a lot scarier. I'd actually respect you as a team, actually, if you got Devontae Adams. But I don't know. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to go to New York anyway, considering that he was just on the Jets. I think he should come somewhere like Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be good for y'all.
Go play for Lamar. You know, he said in the past on the podcast, he said he would rather play with Lamar and put up 850 yards in that season and win a Super Bowl than get another 1,500-yard season. So I'm just saying, if you want to come play with your mans, you better come pull up in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I'd be pretty hyped. Hey, and I think that if he played for Baltimore, we can handle the drama. You know, we deal with drama here in Baltimore. But see, that's what we deal with.
Mo, I have to cut you off right there because it's a big difference. I'd rather him go to the Ravens just simply because of the fact if he's with Zay Flowers, like let's be real honest. Malik Neighbors, Zay Flowers, Malik Neighbors. Am I right?
I mean, yeah.
Right. So if he goes to Baltimore, him getting more targets than Zay Flowers doesn't really bother me. Not just simply because it's not my team. I believe that it'll make y'all win if he gets more targets over there. But if he comes to New York, it's going to be the same exact problem that he had with Garrett Wilson. Remember, early on in the season, when Devontae Adams came to the Jets, him and Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers weren't seeing eye to eye, and it was causing some chaos in their locker room because Garrett Wilson was feeling, bro, why am I not getting the ball? You giving the ball to Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams got there and in just 11 games had 65 targets and almost 1,000 yards. He had 800. Aaron Rodgers was literally throwing the ball to him almost every single play. If he gets to New York, the Giants, and does that, him and Malik Neighbors are going to have a awful relationship because Malik Neighbors wants to win, but Malik Neighbors also wants to get his yards.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's 50-50 with it, bro. I know I'm sounding crazy and going back and forth because I'm just really thinking this in my head that Malik Neighbors was the most targeted receiver in the league last year. Granted, because look at our quarterback, look at our offense. It would alleviate some of the pressure if we did get a Devontae Adams. But I just simply don't know how it would work. I'm 50-50 with it. I'd rather him go to Baltimore, where I'm sure it will work, than come to New York and just get that shine off Malik Neighbors, because he is a future great young talent, and he got 1,200 yards last year, and our quarterback was Daniel Jones and Drew Lock.
Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, though.
We're not going to talk about that next subject.
He went to Duke.
Next question.
Maybe if the Vikings had Daniel Jones in that playoff game, maybe they would have won.
Sam Darnold is better than Daniel Jones. Let's not
Sam
get into
Darnold
that
stinks.
topic right there, bro. Like, let's just simply not do it.
Just saying.
But let's just put this in the air. If Davante Adams does not go to New York, or he does not go to the Ravens, where would be the best fit for him?
Man. Well, you can always I could think that the Niners, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
even though they drafted Ricky Pearsall last year, I think that if Davante Adams and Brandon Ayuk, who should have a better year than he had last year, I think that if you had them two together, that'd be a pretty nice combo. And he's also from the Bay Area, I believe. He might be from Nevada, I think. So it's not that far from home. So I say the Niners. You might as well just go to the Niners. Niners have a pretty good offense. You know what I'm saying? Davante Adams can run block too, which is what the Niners love in wide receivers. So it would just make sense for both sides.
I agree, but I don't think it would change the team dramatically. Dramatically, I don't think it would at all. I believe that the best possible fit for him, I would say maybe the Steelers, maybe the Browns.
Don't bring that boy into our division.
I would say maybe the Steelers or the Browns, because Davante Adams. I wouldn't even say the Steelers. I would have to.
Well, Steelers might get rid of George Pickens, so that
I've been hearing that. That's been a rumor going around, because he is a drama queen. Wherever Davante Adams goes, though, he has to be the number one receiver, because if we look at it statistically, in the last 5 years, Davante Adams has been the most targeted receiver in the NFL with over 800 targets. Every time, even when he was on the Jets, anytime he's got over 100 yards, they either came close to winning or won the game. So he's going to be a beneficial part to anywhere he goes.
For sure.
Now we have to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, which I despitefully don't want to talk about, and Saquon Barkley. Brings me to tears almost talking about it, Mo.
Yeah, it's y'all fault.
Brings me to tears. It is our fault. It is our fault. Look at what happened to us now. But that's another conversation. Saquon Barkley just got paid, I believe, over $40 million, making him the highest paid running back in the NFL in history of the NFL. $40 million, 2-year extension. That's a bad boy right there.
For sure.
Now,
hey,
what are you about to say?
No, I was just saying, like, Saquon, man, like, he's just generational. Like, I ain't seen nobody like Saquon. He jump high, he run fast, he'll run through you, around you, over you. Like, that right there, he's a different breed. Y'all sold.
You should see my face right now. We did so because in the season we got rid. We didn't want to pay Saquon Barkley, but paid Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is the same quarterback who was practicing at safety in the middle of the season and got benched. Daniel Jones is the same quarterback who is now on the Vikings, and we could have had Saquon. Now Saquon goes to Philadelphia Eagles, wins a Super Bowl his first year there, and I told y'all either in the real, I told y'all this off camera. I said, "Oh my Lord, Saquon going to Philly is going to be trouble." Now, let's put it into perspective. If since Saquon Barkley just signed that extension, what do you believe is going through his head right now, and will Philly repeat and go to another Super Bowl if they keep that same team with Saquon and that offensive line?
Yeah, I think Saquon's pretty happy. You know what I'm saying? He's been financially set for a while now, but now he's really financially set. He set a new market for running backs. So running backs, if you play really, really well, you win a ring or get to a ring, you can get paid now, you know, because the running backs were the least marketable position on the field for the longest time. And Christian McCaffrey and Saquon are resetting the market, and that's just what you like to see. But as far as the Eagles returning to the Super Bowl, the Eagles will as long as they have Saquon in that offensive line with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, man, they're going to be hard to beat. But we do still have to look out for the Niners. The Niners were really injured this year. So I don't know, like, the last time the Niners were injured, they went to the Super Bowl. So we got to look out for them. But I do think Philly's going to be either in the conference championship or in the Super Bowl next year. It's hard to say that they won't be. Their defense, all amazing. They've done really well. And I just don't like that Philly's winning, because I just thought it was really funny that Philly hadn't won for a while. They had 0 championships, then they got one in 2018, and then now they got one this past year. So now they're tied with the Ravens. So, you know, we got beef with Philly. They beat us this year. But next time we see them, yeah, it's smoke.
Bro, this just hurts me as a fan, bro. As a Giants fan, because I feel like throwing something right now for that, bro. I'll be honest. When I see that, I was on the phone with my sister. Shout out to her. And we was going over it, and my sister was like, she wanted to hang up the phone right away. Because you give Saquon a good offensive line his first year. He comes out with almost 2,000 yards, breaking the NFL rushing record, breaking Eric Dickerson's record. He could have done it, but he sat out his last game. Most carries in his career and most receiving touchdowns in his career.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what are we doing here? Why couldn't we just sign him? Now we're left with Tyrone Tracy. Shout out to him. I respect him too.
Hey, shout out Tyrone Tracy. Me and him got the same birthday.
Shout out Tyrone
we got
Tracy.
The same birthday. Shout out him. Hey, man. Hey, let's have a moment in silence for Giants fans.
Yeah, let's have a moment of silence. Silence up. I was hoping that he didn't win a Super Bowl this year, but I really hope he don't win a Super Bowl next year. Man. I could fathom it this year only because he played Mahomes and I didn't want Mahomes to win. But next year, man, we can't get you to win 2 rings. We just simply can't do it.
Hey.
Can't do it.
Saquon, listen, keep doing you. Stop winning Super Bowls, though. I ain't gonna lie, the Ravens need one. I mean, I know it's not your fault we haven't won one, but keep doing you, you know what I'm saying? I love seeing Giants fans mad. Ooh, that's probably the second greatest feeling in the world behind Steelers fans mad. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep balling. Keep jumping over people. Keep doing that stuff against the Giants. You face it 2 times a year. Take your anger out every single time. They didn't want you. Remember that.
There was a time, though, this past season, where we were saying who's the better running back.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Who do you think will be the better running back next year?
Saquon Barkley, for sure. I think first off, he's younger, so there's that. Second off, Philly's O-line, best O-line in the league. And if you give Saquon a little bit of space, he can take it to the house. Derrick Henry, yeah, he takes those long ones to the house, but it didn't seem as frequent as Saquon did it this year, man. Like, Saquon, he's better. Plus, in the receiving game, it's not even a matchup. Saquon's 10 times better than Derrick Henry. You can't, like, anytime Derrick Henry's on the field, you know we about to run that ball. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Saquon Barkley is going to be the better running back next year. But, Christian McCaffrey might have something to say, because a lot of people might have forgot about Christian McCaffrey. He was injured.
Oh, he was a dog when he was healthy.
Most of this year, so when he played this year, he wasn't the greatest. But assuming he stays healthy in the offseason, getting his body right, I do think Christian McCaffrey will be better than both of them.
That's a strong take. We're going to see. I believe that next year, I'm predicting it, Saquon will probably lead the league in yards. I believe that Christian McCaffrey will probably be second or third, but I don't think he will be a better running back than Saquon Barkley, just simply because of that offensive line. Now we got to talk about Mr. I call him the Incredible Hulk. That's an enormous human being. Pause.
Hey, yo. What's good with this man today?
Nah, Myles Garrett is a big boy. Don't diddy, yo. Don't diddy. Pause. But Myles Garrett just said that he wants to leave the Cleveland Browns and is eligible to do so. He is a five-time All-Pro, earning first-team honors in 2020, 2021, 2023. First Brown to ever win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 2023, and the only player to record 14 sacks in the past 3 seasons. Pretty nostalgic player right there. So, there's rumors of him going to maybe the Eagles, the Ravens. Where do you want... I know what you're going to say, but you want him to go to the Ravens. I know that. But what would y'all have to give up for y'all to get him?
We'd have to give up a good amount for sure. I don't know. I want him to be on the Ravens, but I kind of don't want to trade pieces to get him. He is getting on the older side, so
older side. He's still in his prime.
I know he's still in his prime, but you know how long we can't, like, every year. You know what I'm saying? Age wise, there's gonna be a fall off. Sometimes you always have that fear. So I'm not saying he's going to fall off next year. It's just, what if he does? You know what I'm saying? What if he does what Aaron Rodgers did?
Hey, that's a completely different man. That man 29 and he's been improving every single year. I don't think he's slowing down.
I understand that, but 29 in football terms, that's getting on the older side. So you can start to decline, especially at such a gruesome position. But I'm not too worried about that. I would like him to be a Raven, but I've heard a lot of people talk about the Eagles. Let me tell you something. If he goes to them Eagles, I'm not watching football. Because the Eagles, where are they getting all this money from?
That's what I be saying.
I don't understand where they're getting all this money from. The Niners, you're not slick too. I remember when you got Chase Young and all these people.
But Chase Young was low though. Chase Young was cheap.
You got to pay Christian McCaffrey, and now you got to figure out what you're going to pay Brock. Oh, you already got to pay Brock Purdy. You already got that contract. So. Yeah, I don't know where he should go. I really don't know, man. I really just hope he's a Raven somehow, some way we finesse the Browns, but it's going to be almost impossible for the Ravens to get Myles Garrett for the sole fact that the Browns would never trade with the Ravens.
But what specific players would you think that, or draft picks would you have to give up to get him?
Well, first I know Odafe Owe is probably going to go, because he's an edge rusher, same position, not same value. We definitely have to give up a few picks from a few different years, because our first round picks are usually later on, and the Browns will probably want something mid to early to mid, I believe. So either that. I don't even know who else we could give up. You know what I'm saying?
Would you be willing to give that up? Would you be willing to give up Ronnie Stanley and?
For sure. Ronnie Stanley's on an expiring contract, but he's still productive.
What about Matt
You could just re-sign him, or you could just sign him to a contract extension. I don't care if he plays for the Browns. That's cool. But we'd have Myles Garrett on Ronnie Stanley. And as a Ravens fan, Myles Garrett owns every offensive lineman we ever threw at him. So.
What about Matt BK, though?
Oh, nah.
Said, nah. He drew the line at that one.
If they asking for Matabike, I'm saying absolutely not. Matabike is one of the most double team players in the league. I understand he got an All-Pro. You'll probably want value, but he's significantly younger. And I just don't. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. Now, for me, I wouldn't mind him going to the Ravens, but y'all would have to give up so much. I don't think it's necessarily worth it because if we look at it last year, your defensive line wasn't the problem. Y'all was what, top 3 in sacks?
Yeah.
So you were getting to the backfield. I don't believe that wasn't necessarily a problem. I just think y'all couldn't capitalize when y'all needed to. But that's another subject. But I don't think Myles Garrett is really the answer. It's always a benefit to have him because he is one of the most stellar, tremendous players in the league. I would definitely say, though, if he goes to Philadelphia, if they somehow cheat and get him, I'm not watching the NFL. I just simply can't. I'm sorry. I really can't. Y'all, I let it slide when y'all already got Saquon, but y'all just keep building on every year. I don't understand it. I understand how they got Devontae Smith in the draft, but we can't mention the fact that they got AJ Brown.
Yep.
They got Georgia U back there, CJ Gardner Johnson. All these people, I don't care that they released their Darius Slay today. They still got an all-star squad. So
for sure,
him going to Philly is it's cheating to me. It's cheating. It's granted they will win another Super Bowl if he goes to Philly.
Yeah, there's not even a point in watching it, if he goes to Philly. So, like I said, if he goes to Philly, I ain't watching football no more.
But Philly would have to give up a lot of people to get him, though.
Yeah, they would. But their roster's so deep, it doesn't matter how many people they give up to get him.
I mean, they will at least have to give up some young talent. I mean, they might have to give up Jalen Carter, who had a tremendous monster year last year. They might have.
They're not giving up Jalen Carter, though.
That's what I'm saying.
If they ask for Jalen Carter, the trade talks is over. They're going to hang up the phone.
I mean, look. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. All these options, they might be able to throw some picks their way, too. They would have to give up a lot. And honestly, I believe they're kind of in the same boat as the Ravens. I don't believe they necessarily need him because we seen what the Eagles were able to do, how they're able to capitalize in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Wherever Myles Garrett goes, he's going to make an impact. My brother's a Niners fan. He swears he's going to the Niners. I don't know. I mean, he'd be really nice on the Niners. He'd make the Niners the ultimate competitor to the Eagles, for sure. But, yeah, wherever Myles goes, I don't even know where Myles goes. As long as it's not in the same division as me, I don't care. I'm tired of seeing him twice a year.
Hey, come to New York, Myles. Come to New York.
Go over there.
Come to New York. Join Sexy Dexy on that D-line.
They're going to turn you into Kayvon Thibodeau.
All right, don't draw the line. We're not trading Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, or Bobby.
Kayvon Thibodeau might not even re-sign. Y'all don't even want him back.
We need to sign him back, even though he's injured all the time.
You can draft that what's his name, James Pierce, the linebacker, the edge rusher who just ran like a 4.49.
Oh, I know you're talking about. He's strong,
or you could draft him. He's better than Kayvon Thibodeau right now.
Or who's the linebacker I'm thinking of I'm having a brain fart from Georgia. Jalen Walker?
Yeah.
I like him in the draft too. I wouldn't mind getting him because
hey man, Georgia puts out that product.
Georgia does pull out products, so that's why I'm saying I wouldn't mind getting him. I could get him or Myles Garrett. I love that, but if we gave up Kayvon Thibodeau, I necessarily wouldn't be mad because he's been injured for us and he hasn't been consistent in his play all year.
You should be rejoiced if y'all trade him.
I wouldn't mind. But we do gotta log off for the people. Is there anything else you want to get out to them?
Hey man, get us to 1K on TikTok. We almost there, man. You know what I'm saying? We got new content for you coming. We're going to be dropping consistently. Y'all know what we do here. Keep following us on Instagram and YouTube. Run it up. Go Ravens, go Orioles, go everybody, go Cavs. You know what I'm saying? Go Hurricanes.
to the Carolina Hurricanes. Like you said, get us a 1K on all social media platforms. We're right there on TikTok. Like, right. 40 followers on TikTok, and we're getting a 1K. We're right there.
Yep.
Keep hitting that like, comment, subscribe button. Get us the 1K on YouTube. Get us the 1K on Instagram. And for me, go Braves. Go Kings. Go New York Giants. Root for all of my teams because they are the best teams. They're on the come up right now. And
Dozen.
don't listen to this guy right here. His same team got knocked out by the Buffalo Bills. Anyway.
Where was your team at?
I mean, when my team went to the playoffs, we won the Super Bowl. The New York Giants. I mean,
that's cool. I mean, that's cool.
I mean, we never experienced failure in the playoffs.
The last time you won a Super Bowl, we was in elementary school. You're in the same spot as us.
Who has more rings overall?
You weren't alive to see half of them.
My answer is correct. I have a fact here. But we really log it off this time, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching us. Shout out to all the supporters, all the love. Plenty of content coming out. And don't forget, I'm getting back on my content too. Hustle and Biz. Follow that. Run it up. Get that to 1K over there too. And we out, man.
Sir.
We out.